This Smart Art box has intimidated me for far too long. I have been putting off opening it because I want to create something fun with it, but I am like so scared I'm gonna mess it up. Shall we open it up and see what's making me so nervous? Love that sound. Smart Art Box is a monthly art subscription art experience box. It has all the tools that you need to create a certain type of art, and they have different themes each month, from color pencils, which we had in a previous box, oil paints, gouache, print making. There are so many fun things. Now the reason that I know what's inside this box is I already watched another YouTuber review this and do this box, as I was really excited but also super nervous. First, again, they always send us this fun little pamphlet that talks a little bit about what's going on in here and what they're trying to teach. They give you a list of all the materials, and then in the back they kind of give a step-by-step instruction of a project you could do. Could, I might say, could, because we ain't doing this. This is calligraphy. We know how I don't do calligraphy. I have tried. I got the Crayola How to Do Calligraphy book, and still, I'm not going to do calligraphy. I'm going to do something else. First is the most epic bubble stuff ever. Look at the size of these bubbles. Oh, yeah. We have lots of things in here. So first we have the cutest, but you know I love paper, I love sketchbooks. This is by far the cutest pack of Bristol paper ever. Next we have the calligraphy set, pen set. I have one similar to this. It's a little bit different. I have different nibs, so this is great. Again, I'm not great at calligraphy. I'm not looking forward to calligraphy, and that's why I'm not doing calligraphy. I'm doing something completely different. This is the part that actually is intimidating me, because there's these amazing pigments. Look at these, you guys. Would y'all just look at them? They're powders, and we're going to make them into inks. That's the intimidating part, because they're so beautiful. I don't want to mess them up. We have, I'll find the name, Solar Gold, Aztec Gold, Pink Gold. This is the stuff that binds it, I guess. This is the gum Arabic. More Arabic gum, gray lavender, super russet, pearl white. We have silver, true blue, and more Arabic gum. Okay, so they gave us 3 containers of Arabic gum, which is awesome. And then all these little containers, so that once we mix our inks, we'll have containers to put them in and keep them safe. These are adorably cute. Plus, I almost missed it, a paintbrush. I'm gonna read the instructions, try to figure this out, and see if we don't mix this up, We don't mess it up. Step 1, let's get mixing. First, we need to mix our Pearlix powder pigments to create calligraphy ink. You will need 4 parts pigment to 1 part gum Arabic. Scoop the pigment and the gum Arabic directly into the jars and stir the dry ingredients gently. Step 2, now let's make fluid ink. Add equal parts water to the amount of pigment in the previous step. Oh. Then the rest of this is calligraphy, and we're skipping all this. We're doing step 1 and step 2 because we can. In the end, we got several different colors, and I think basically I can group them into 2 groupings. We've got our cool tones with a blue, a kind of pearlescent white, a really pretty dusty lavender and a silver. And then we have some warm tones with 2 types of gold and then 2 kind of rusty pinky colors. And last but not least, this kind of pink that could go with either. It could go warm or cold, so bonus. I was looking at these and I love these paints. They're so beautiful, but I'm like, I really want to use them, but how can I use them? So completely dry. And so I decided to do a little test with it. I'm taking some water, and if you go like this, it reconstitutes up the paint. So I have a theory. This may ruin it. I might just try it on a couple, but I'm just going to let them dry and see if they turn into cake palettes. Like I can take and then dip into it and reconstitute it after it's dry. Or if it dries and totally sets hard and I can't use it. But if I can turn these into cake palettes like my normal stuff, my normal metallic paints, that would be so awesome because this paint is wonderful.
5 hours later.
Okay, more like 24 hours later, but I left the paints to dry or set in the pan for a full day. And the next day when I came back, I was pleasantly surprised. Most of them had set up pretty well. All that's left to do is to test out my theory and see if it really worked. I'll start off with the blue one first, and I see it's not the consistency of watercolor. Having to remember that this isn't watercolor paint, it's pigments, powdered pigments. It's probably not going to react the same way as watercolor. It's kind of a chalky, I'd almost say a lipstick consistency or liquid eyeshadow if you've ever had that. It's kind of pasty instead of fluid and creamy. But as you can see, some of it has really good pigmentation. Other ones, the pigmentation isn't super intense like with the blue, but it's about the metallic. I will say a few of the palettes did not set up. They're kind of this ooey gooey gelatinous consistency, especially the golds. And I don't know if it's just the gold pigment that doesn't want to set up. Most likely it's that my ratio of water and gum arabic to the pigment powders was not on par. So didn't quite set up. So I won't be keeping these in my traveling palette because if I tip the palette over, it's going to go everywhere and it'll be a huge mess. But as you can see, it still works beautifully as metallic paint. I call this a success-ish trial testing, which, you know, goes to show if you have an art supply that you maybe don't fully understand or don't like calligraphy and I just don't click. By testing out these paints to see if they reconstitute up, helped me to think, hey, let's see if we can make them into, you know, a cake palette, make them into, you know, a little palette set and see if that's use it. And I didn't do this intentionally. This was a little calligraphy sign that I had tested out some of the calligraphy nibs with, saying never give up, and then I grabbed the card to see again if after a couple of days if I could still take the watercolor or take water and make the paint reactivate, and inevitably erase the never, which then I realized that the sign then said give up, which is not the message I'm giving here. Don't give up, never surrender, all that good stuff. So If you enjoyed videos like this, make sure to give this a big thumbs up, and a big thanks to Smart Art for sponsoring this video. If you'd like to find out more about Smart Art yourself, I'll have a link to their website in the description box below. Anyway guys, thanks again for hanging out with me. God bless you guys, be creative, never give up, and we'll see you in the next art video. Bye bye!